fool. Rolling 22.
Yo, Dina, you that?
Nigga might hop up in the pool. Nigga, what it do? Rolling 22. Big fat nigga might hop up.
Hey yo, what up, y'all? We back for another episode. We're just gonna be chilling today. What we decided to do today was just kind of review some election stuff. We didn't go to school for poli-science, nothing like that. These are not like expert opinions, but they just are just a review of what's going on right now. So, as we know, today's big day right now, countrywide with elections everywhere, all states, across the board. So we'll probably be examining some of the key states, like of course Texas, Georgia, Florida, maybe Arizona. Seeing how that goes. Maybe Ohio. Anywhere there's a fucking crazy lunatic person versus a non-crazy lunatic person, we're gonna be, taking a peek at that. If there's going to be any close calls, any runoffs or anything like that, any seats gained, how many seats lost in the House and Senate, all that stuff like that. So, again, we're just going to be examining that today. We're just going to be chilling, looking at some live commentation of what's going on right now and all that. So, I have my good guy, Dino, with me to help me out with that.
Yeah.
So, we just got to, we got our drinks and stuff like that. This is a more, what would we deem this episode? Chill.
Pluto chill,
Pluto and chill. You know what I'm saying? That's what we calling this one, Pluto and chill. Every time we go on, it's another name for a segment. This shit is called Pluto and chill. You feel me? So, being said, make sure everybody likes and follows Vapod Media on Facebook and YouTube. And if you want a chance to win the baby tickets, yes, the artist the baby, you can still go to the samplutoshow.com/giveaway for that, and all that stuff like that. So yeah, you might see me swiping and shit because there's a fucking dinosaur-sized mosquito in the building today. I gotta get this motherfucker, man.
Wait, is Mr. Miyagi?
Yo, I'm on fucking. I feel like I'm in Jurassic Park right now. But yeah, so we're about to just chill, commentate. You guys can tune in too. Again, if you see me swapping, I'm not crazy. It's just a fucking pterodactyl in here right now. But yeah, man. Before we get into the commentation or reviewing some of the things that are going on right now, I do have some of the real-time election coverage here on my phone. I'm really hoping all my friends, peers, and colleagues got the opportunity to vote or participate in that. As it stands right now, updated at 9:30 p.m. Regarding the Senate, there's 40 seats from the Democrats, 41 seats right now from the GOP, and some of the key races like Georgia, we got 71% in from reporting, and it's under 50% right now. So you got Herschel Walker at 49.4%. And Raphael Warnock at 48%. So that looks like, again, if neither one of those go over 50%, I think there's, of course, a runoff, I believe. So very close race there. Hopefully, again, a lot of these races won't be called, obviously, tonight because of the way some states are when it comes to counting the ballots. Let's go to fucking Ohio real quick, man. Fucking J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan. God damn. Ohio, what the fuck? I mean, again, if y'all know who J.D. Vance is, god damn. Look, I need everybody to stop what you're doing. Go watch one YouTube video on J.D. Vance. Let's see how much has been reported from that particular race here. 75% reporting. 71% reporting on the J.D. Vance race in Ohio with Tim Ryan. God, I just can't believe this. But, goodness, I still say, even though reporting-wise, it's at 71% as far as this Ohio race.
So you got a couple days.
Yeah, maybe for all of this just to be officially
Final
counted.
ballots.
But, goddamn, J.D. Vance is at 53% to Tim Ryan's 41%. I just can't believe this shit, man. Like, I'm sorry. I haven't been drinking too much.
5
tonight.
minutes in. Whatever.
Okay. I like to see this right here, but again, it's early. Let's go to Pennsylvania, where you have the big contenders of Fetterman and Oz. Let's see how much has been reported there. 50% reporting. And right now, as it stands as of 9:30, Fetterman is at, he's over 50%. He's at 50.9%, and Oz is at 46%. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing a little bit tonight. Is kind of looking at these key races. Oh goddamn, let's not forget about goddamn Texas. Goddamn Texas.
Thank you. He's
Stop. Let me stop, man. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Hey, yo.
Yo. Oh man. First of all, I have been getting texts from fucking Beto every day for the last fucking year. Because I'm looking at it like this. This Beto race, man, they was spending a lot of fucking money. Like, because them texts aren't cheap. If you texting like 1 million plus people, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, as it stands right now, as of 9:30, Greg, I'm not even going to say nothing funny, man. Just Greg Abbott got 54%. And currently, as it stands, Beto is at 44% with 2.5 million votes to Greg Abbott's 3 million votes. And of course, this is early. Thank you, Gylan. Look at that. Hold on. I gotta see. I like to see how much has been reported on Texas as it stands, as far as the gubernatorial race. Let's see. I'm on my phone real quick, so let's go to Texas. Fuck. Hold on. I'm sorry. Governor. No dead air, I promise. I'm just looking this up. I can't see how much has been reported on this particular race, but God damn it, Beto's down. Okay.
Would you say 43? 46?
So he's basically down 10%.
Okay.
And I don't know how much has been reported right now for Texas. But again, there's been historic numbers as far as a lot of young folks going out to the polls and ginning up excitement about it. Of course, I think Beto did a good job with going to each of these counties or a ton of these counties. In comparison, the incumbent, you can just fly over the hood. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying? That's
Nah, for sure.
I just hate that part, man. I just hate the fact that shit can happen. You can win races by not talking to all of the people in these people in the. But again,
could be by design. By design, right? Like,
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money in these politics, and freedom of speech. Money is freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? So
money is freedom of speech.
So again, that's where we at right now. When it comes to the U.S. election here, this is a shot of Texas and what has been reported. We have a couple of districts here in Texas regarding a couple of different districts there. Oh man, Texas, man. But again, a lot. Early voting numbers, the ballots, again, sometimes the ballots are counted differently when it comes to early voting and things of that nature. So
all the states we just talked about all currently red, right? It was Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and where else did you?
Ohio, Georgia. Yeah.
So all red. In
For
your
the most part, purple is,
I understand.
Tim Ryan in Ohio is the incumbent, but it's,
historically speaking, right?
Maybe.
Recently historically
I think there's facts to that, yeah.
Right? The reason why I say, because, just in your opinion, based off, the content you've been gathering over let's just say the past couple of months, does any of the states look like a possibility of a flip state, in your opinion?
Man, the deeply ruby red states, it's always tough, man.
Yeah.
The deeply ruby
because we
red.
talked about Georgia, right? Like with Georgia,
this is Georgia right here. This is the latest and greatest reporting from Georgia right now. A lot of big counties have not been counted yet. Obviously, that's going to take a little bit of time, but
Yeah.
I would say Georgia is like, not full. It's red. It's a red state.
For sure, historically speaking.
But it's just hard for me to believe, man. This particular race is the one that's really fucking me up, man. Because
Georgia,
the Georgia one, man. Because Herschel Walker, and it's just
we need a runner.
not a walker.
We need a Hussein Bolt.
We need a runner, not a walker. But it's just hard for me.
Why here on The Walking Dead, ain't he?
It's so wild to me, man.
He
It's
put out a prop, didn't he?
like
Yeah.
when I'm thinking of some of these races, they just have, bless you, they just have it's the ideas. There's no ideas. It's just power. You know what I'm saying? There's no ideas. There's no idea of governing. You know what I'm saying? Like like I don't know, man. It's just kind of wild to think about because like some of the people that win, you don't see them going anywhere except raise money with rich people. You know what I'm saying? If they do win, I don't see Herschel Walker going to no inner city shit.
Yeah.
Like because he is literally a puppet, the useful idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be like, hey, you don't even have to think about it, Herschel. We've got it laid out for you already. You know what I'm saying?
Just say
We've
this.
already got it. Your next 4 years, everything is done, Herschel. Just vote like this.
That's crazy. Just that thought is that's not crazy. That's crazy though.
It's
right?
crazy. Now, a lot of people, I'm glad we have this on the screen here. This is the Fetterman race because right before this particular election, I'm sorry, where are we live at right now?
We're live on Twitch, we're live on Tripod, and TikTok, on Twitter.
Not Facebook? Are we on Facebook right now? Okay.
We live, babe.
Hey, welcome back. Hey guys, we're doing election coverage. What up, man? I think I was going fairly hard too with my coverage.
You think so?
Hey, can you pull the Fetterman back up? I'm so sorry. So right before the election, Fetterman had I don't want to say massive stroke, but he just had a stroke. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He had a stroke. And Dr. Oz was kind of going at him, not eating healthy and all this shit, taking some really healthy wise jabs at him. But Fetterman, I don't know if he was necessarily the favorite, but a lot of people before the stroke, but he had some issue where he pulled a gun on, a guy that was jogging in front of his house. This is Fetterman, the Democratic, in this particular race in Pennsylvania. So he had some things going on. Then the stroke happened. So when I was out of town, I did watch the entire, I don't know if not the entire debate post-stroke. And it was rough. It was rough because his brain is just different now. So people were like, "Oh, he's too fucking sick to recover." So he could understand, but things had to be in words the way his brain.
Yeah.
So sometimes he would say one thing several times.
Oh man.
So it looked rough, and people.
Yeah.
So if he wouldn't have did it, it would have looked bad. And if he would have did it, he did do it, but it did it, and then the performance was kind of rocky.
Yeah.
It'd have been the same. So he just said, "Fuck it, I gotta do it. It's best for me to do it than not do it."
Yeah, of
and
course,
I kind of
of
agree
course.
to a certain
Yeah.
degree. I did agree with that, but according to the people, I mean, he's doing okay right now. Again, this is early reporting. This was another interesting one right here, because I'm happy to see this. I'm happy to see this because this fucking lady, Carrie Lake, fucking lunatic, man. Fuck. 40%, she.
Elaborate, Ted.
I wish one day, if this ever happens again, I'm gonna have my stream deck here, and I'm gonna just push buttons and a clip is gonna pop up. Cause
Okay.
I want everybody to look at what this lady is I ain't never seen bootlicker this crazy. Like, goddamn, get off this man's sack. Like, like
It's like that.
Like, I remember I watched one video here recently, man. You know, election denier, and all this shit like that from her. I saw this one video where she was like, and this just recently came out, I think. She was like, shit, I love Trump more than I love my husband. And this was a public video.
Wow. So that type of bootlicker.
Yeah, and
Wow.
she was sweeping the red carpet. She took a picture of herself sweeping the red carpet before Trump got there or whatever.
Wow.
So hey,
Weezy out here. Bless up, brother. Be safe.
It's just like one of those things, man. Again,
I don't think anybody should say anything better than their husband or wives, man. Like,
yeah, that's almost like the Ted Cruz.
how do you
vibe.
come home?
Right.
Like, how, like the
It's like
dynamic
when
has
Trump
to
called
change.
Ted Cruz wife ugly. He didn't. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta slap the guy,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, confront him about it, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, like I'm not saying like, yo, like throw hands over the statement, but like at least like
No.
I don't know. Anyway,
You need a fair one.
so again, as we see right here, guys, these are the most recent reporting from Georgia. After this, can you pull up the gubernatorial one if possible for Stacey Abrams? So this might go into. I mean, this is early, guys, but I mean, it's fairly close, and I just can't believe it, man. This one is really hard for me. I can't ingest this shit, man. From what I've seen, but again, you tell me, man. Like it's. I know it's a dirty game, and I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But how the people of Georgia, how y'all not feel disrespected over this?
Yeah.
Like this is y'all best candidate on the road. This is your guy. Wow. Okay, so here's one that I'm really fucking rooting for Stacey, man, because she's been trying for so long, and
It's been a minute. For a while, she was like, not implemented, but I don't want to say implanted like bad, you know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah,
within the hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think
right.
that like brought a lot of awareness, especially in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Man, so I'm really gunning for her, because I like ideas. Like when you hear Kemp talk, I'm not really getting ideas. That's the really big thing for me. Like I try to listen to both sides, obviously, but I'm not getting like an inclusive idea. Like, yeah, Kemp went last minute to the all black schools and shit like that. They're like, oh my God, Kemp went to the black schools. Oh God, like, like if that's not pandering, I don't know what is. Last minute, dude. You couldn't go at the beginning of the year, like you want to go last minute just to get these last couple votes. You know what I'm saying?
He said, "Better be late than sorry."
Yeah. So I mean, I just like the ideas that she has about. You know, they just make sense. You know, and it's sometimes the first thing you hear in the media is about what a candidate that has grand ideas is like, well, how you gonna pay for it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, damn, do we ask how we paying for like perpetual fucking war every year? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would it something good for not just black people, but poor white people? You know what I'm saying? It's good for everybody. You know what I'm saying? For like, why is it just like, well, first question is like, how you gonna pay for it? I'm like, yeah, it's a valid question, but like, goddamn, we sending money everywhere left and right in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
the
that's
citizens of the country. Goddamn.
I think that's always like a key, not a key, but like a pivotal like political rebuttal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. How we pay for anything in this bitch?
Yeah, you feel me? Like we already know where it's coming from. If it's not coming from tax dollars and it's being printed, but then it's also like, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, that question always is leaned toward like it almost represents like the top percenters. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like, how you gonna pay for it? Or we're gonna grab the money from here and our daily working folks, and because we're not gonna grab the money from here or higher. So you know what I'm saying? And they're like, okay, they're doing good. But if you go the opposite way, it's like you get canceled.
Because people what usually happens is like, okay, the media potentially asks like, how you gonna pay for all this to make it sound good? How you gonna, usually that to me that's like, oh, they want to tax the rich.
Yeah.
That's like
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
That's the rallying call. Like this
Exactly.
bitch want to tax the rich. This
Yeah.
bitch, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's that rallying call for me because, and that's why a lot of these guys in the GOP, here's the hood, they flying over that bitch to Stone Oak because, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just they don't need to go there because it's all about the donations of this campaign.
Of course,
you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter.
A lot of money in politics.
It's
Just
a lot of. Can I say
astronomical.
one thing? A lot of dark money in politics. You know what I'm saying? So that's where right now. Stacey Abrams again. This is early voting. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Okay, you got something for me? Yeah, boy. Let's go.
He said,
God is calling Texas for Abbott with 60%. So we got 60% voting in reporting from the Texas gubernatorial run here from Greg Abbott and Beto. And some people are calling it early right now with only 60% in. That Greg Abbott is going to hold. Huh?
"Excuse me."
Okay.
The reason why I'm calling it is because most Democrats vote early.
Yep, this is true.
Right? Republicans
We don't know what happened today.
So Beto is not going to pick up 10 more points. And if we look at like the map of Texas,
How many counties? Does it say what counties the biggest metropolitans have?
well, so everything that's red is what Beto or where Butch McCall is leading in.
Abbott.
I can't even see. Can you see that? I mean, I can see it, but
I can see the red shapes, but I can't see them white letters. Though, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can see it. But they make the dots real small. You talking about the dots, right, Guyland?
No, you talking about the
Oh
the-
shit!
the-
Shit!
Yeah, the solid colors.
So usually the rule of Texas is generally red. Then you have the big cities that are like where a lot of votes come from. You start seeing a lot more blue. But again, it's a whole bunch of rule in Texas. You feel me? So
I get what you're saying though, man. Like historically speaking, if this is the typical, how can I say, like the actual actions, the voters' action or habits, then one will say, you know, this is leading to a historical victory.
No, you're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
And
I get what he's
historical
saying,
thing is usually when it's the incumbent president is of
Yeah.
a party. Like
Yeah.
if it's Democrat, they usually have a rough midterms. If a Republican, midterms are usually rough. That's just historical.
Yeah.
But
I understand.
the crux of this election was potential new voters and young voters.
Yeah.
Saving grace.
I understand
You
that
feel
part
me?
too.
That was
yeah.
the thing. Gen Zers and first time voting, all these other things happening, but
It's
that's
interesting
just
though. It's interesting
unfortunate,
is
man. We can't get rid of this.
well, if you think about it, it'd be interesting if a couple of days from now we would wake up and it isn't him. Like
What you saying? Like he
it
fall
isn't
off a cliff
Abbott.
or
Yeah.
something?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I won't say none of that. You heard? It don't come from me. No. Like
I'm joking.
the
Camera.
You know what I mean? Like the Gen Zers they did pull their weight. You know what I mean? Like those numbers did matter. Because imagine it, like the more we talk about this, especially off air, like imagine if something like that were to happen. Like you have this preconceived notion that based on historical data that this may sway, even if it's mid-election. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to major, like it's usually swayed. Whatever the percentage may be the first two nights, because historically, you know what I'm saying, Dems are usually voting prior, but now we have this new, not anomaly, but this new variable, like the Gen Z, and then to wake up a few mornings from now to see that that number mattered. You feel me? Like imagine the next 2 years from now, like to me, that would be the epitome of what you're like what we talk about off camera. You know what I mean? Like the awareness, the awakening, so to speak. Like, and to be in a state like this or any of the 4 states we mentioned, like that would be not just a victory, but like a phenomenal shift.
Ooh, can I just get crazy right now?
Get crazy.
I'm gonna get
I
crazy
said
right now.
Crazy.
What we know is a lot of black and brown people highlighted in black lives in the South. The density, you know what I'm saying, the
of course.
population. I mean, we know this, right? Let's just take just one quick trip back to the 1910 to like 1960, right, where the Great Migration began. Like motherfuckers terrorizing black people to move
That's where you going.
out of the South because of the understood power, you know, that was wielded, you know, that could be wielded. I'm talking about Thor Hammer right now,
Through majority.
right? Because they were already there. They like the good old. They was like, we got to get these blacks the fuck up out of here. We got to terrorize them. We got to reverse migrate them. Send them to places. They were sent to places that were redlined, blood covenants, couldn't get houses here. They were like, they escaped one devil to get to the next. You know what I mean? I'm just, that was just a word. I'm not calling anybody. I'm just, you know, couldn't think of anything else, you know.
Oh boy.
But so fast forward until today, a lot of families, a lot of black people still live here. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of
If
people
not
moved
migrating back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not a lot of destination cities all along the South, and that power is still understood because, again, there's a majority. So what I'm saying is, I think Gary Chambers, which we know Louisiana, he's running against Kennedy. What's the dude's first name? Fuck. He's running against the dude. He talks like he changed his. Apparently, he doesn't sound like that. Gary Chambers is the black dude, right? But the dude he's running against, I forgot his first name, but it's Kennedy, right? He changed his voice. The how do you say it?
Like the timbre.
Yeah,
Timbre
like
of his voice?
to
Like
sound more country.
Oh, I mean, not vernacular, but I don't know if
He
that's an
changed his
accent.
anyway.
Gary
had laid out
To
all the
appeal?
numbers. I mean, he just to pander and shit like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But Gary Chambers, you know, he ran some very aggressive ads. I mean, you know, they were very aggressive. I mean, I'm not saying that's why he didn't get a lot of these black votes, but what I'm saying is Gary had the numbers to win. So what he did, I think it was today or yesterday, he released a video just showing the early voting numbers of black people, and they were abysmal, man. Like really bad. Like the whole campaign, he was talking about how Kennedy only won by a couple thousand fucking votes, and if all of the registered voters in Louisiana that were black would have just vote, like even if it increased a couple of percentages, whole makeup of the Louisiana would change. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask
And
you-
that's the same thing with Texas. Like early voting was kind of low, but I'm just saying if we can get to as an early voting number, or just if we get the participation in election, primarily speaking about, you know, black people right now.
Yeah, of
to
course,
like,
of
goddamn,
course. Let me-
13, 15%. I mean, we changing everything.
Let me ask you this:
Numbers.
You remember?
Go ahead. Okay, let's look at this. Bexar County. We're looking at Bexar County right now. Always rural. Exactly.
Of course.
It's always rural is red. Rural is red. You know what I'm saying? Historically, major cities, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, they kind of either blue or purplish. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck.
I mean, that makes
Let's see what Carrie Lake. Honestly, can I say one more thing? I mean, Carrie Lake can go to hell, but continue.
the rural area situation makes sense. But what I wanted to talk to you about is to pivot back to about raising potentially the percentage of black participation in these votes. You know what I mean? I remember when the whole Donald Trump situation and Clinton was happening. I remember there was a pivotal speaking point where people kind of lingered into neutrality, right? Because like
Explain that again.
So around the time when they were when they were going against Hillary and Trump, right?
Okay.
I remember there was a conversation based around neutrality. Like people know they didn't want to vote for Trump, but they weren't convinced enough for Hillary, right?
Yeah.
So which begs like to bring back the gentleman we were just talking about that suggested the statistics on how abysmal the numbers of black participation was. I'm not saying this was the case, but it's kind of an argument to speak
pull
about.
up Louisiana when you get a chance.
It's kind of an argument to speak about. You know what I mean? Like, not saying I'm not saying this was the excuse for why this turnout was or it currently is, but it's also a conversation to have. You know, like, you know, do we really think some people are just staying neutral because they know they don't want to vote for this part, but the party, the person who's in the party, they're just like, I'm not convinced enough.
Can I get deep real quick?
Of course. But do you understand what I'm saying? I know that was long-winded.
No, you're 100% right. So I think we have to start. Excuse me. This is where I'm at in my head right now. No. This is where I'm at in my head right now.
Okay.
And it's almost as simple as this for me. You know, going forward, it's like instead of voting for a party, right?
Okay.
Let's vote against fascism. It makes it a little bit easier. Like when you think about what's going on in Arizona right now with Carrie Lake, which she's down right now, early reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a fucking fascist. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like, for example, I'm going to, like, simplify all of this for everybody right here, right now. So, 5-year-olds do this, right? You know, you playing with your kid, whatever. You're like, all right, cool. I beat you. She's like, no, I won because I had my foot like this, and I touched the car.
We're speaking
but
facts
you
right
only
now.
touched the car.
We're speaking facts.
So what Carrie Lake was saying, she's already said this. If I lose, I'm denying the election.
She's a denier, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if I win, I won. That's a fascist.
It's so
like, you know what I'm
saying?
So
of course,
no more, whatever happens, you say if it's a one-on-one fight.
Yeah.
You still World lose. Star got uppercutted, beat the fuck up. And no, I won. No. You got your ass kicked.
Yeah.
See, to me, when that shit is in somebody's mind, like, no, you lost fair and square, where she's getting drugged right now. I know it's early.
Drug.
And she's going to be saying all this shit like, oh, the election was this, the election was that. We're denying all of this shit. I'm not conceding. I'm not doing none of this shit. To me, that's a fascist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. I'm being honest.
I understand.
So
I don't disagree.
So here's that race I was talking about earlier where Gary Chambers, very aggressive in his campaign. I kind of liked it. He was really aggressive. I mean, you haven't seen a lot of shit that was in his ads. He was really putting some hardcore shit up in his ads, and you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's the deep fucking South, Louisiana. You know what I mean? So John Kennedy, whoo, Lord have mercy. Looking at it just like, you know, wow. Just looking at that. So I think, to be honest with you, I think what he said was there's registered voters, you know, black registered voters. I think that was like over, I could be wrong, but I think he said there was over 450,000. Right? And look where he at right there. He not even at a, you know what I'm saying?
But he was saying there was over 450,000 black registered voters
that could participate in the election.
I understand.
In the area. So, and we ain't even broke 2.
I think we have.
Again, this is early. I don't know how.
No,
early
yeah, I understand. I think, man. So I think like these like the conversation that needs to be had is not necessarily, and this is in my opinion, not necessarily more like we need to raise that number, that percentage. But if it's problematic, we kind of got to figure out the root cause of the problem, right? Like, is it a lack of information? Are they not being kind of viewing both arguments? Are they just not caring? Are they not even looking at the news? Are they just sliding by any type of political things that are on their social media?
What we talked about off air was this strategy, right? Where, you know, people that were at donating or volunteering or helping, they were aiding like the DNC, which is the overarching, you know, they say they don't pick candidates, but we know they pick candidates they want to run and send money to. But the strategy has always been historically, since civil rights, obviously, has been a more grassroots thing, right? And so it's not. Don't send money to this overarching umbrella, because all they're gonna do is take that money to these consultants and run these ads on TV. Whereas, and they do it adjacent to the election. Whereas these third party groups are raising money every fucking day because they know the importance of being in front of people's faces that are weary about voting. So there's tons of organizations out there after election. They just don't like, all right, fuck it, we lost, and tuck their tail and just fucking roll over. No, they're actively preparing for the next one, the next day after if they won or lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. The strategy has always been on more grassroots, donating to these people that are knocking on the doors, holding these town halls, getting these fucking buses going hood to hood or borough to borough. You know what I'm saying?
I like the church. But
so
but
that's
you do
the
agree with
strategy.
this strategy, like, and how the role and how pivotal how pivotal of a role
Yeah.
it can play for
Ca-
new participation.
Because, like, think about it just in general. I don't know. Just think of a weary mind. Somebody is on the fence about something. And then we got a straight talk, right? Like, it's like,
Yeah, of
hey,
course.
man, yes. I think the more fluffy thing we've been hearing, and we've always heard this term, but it's kind of getting serious now, is like democracy is on the ballot. You know what I'm saying? But actually, fucking fascism is on the ballot.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. People think it's a game. Like,
Yeah.
so what I'm saying, I'll try to put it in like a bucket. Like, look, we got people in poverty, right? For some reason, like a lot of people. Okay, we got to stat on a bit. I'm gonna read this out right now. But for some, what people have to understand in these red states is a ton of poor white people too. But for somehow they convince the poor white people that they get to take advantage of these this elite treatment. Like, no, y'all poor too. Like, y'all not getting none of these benefits other than
Yeah.
being a part of like a
everybody else is
pseudo
getting.
gang or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But let's see.
I
here.
think it's before you read off that,
Okay.
I think one of the strongest rooted argument in why such people may sway to voting that way, it's because of the belief that was instilled with them since the beginning. You know what I mean, and passed down, opposed to like potentially maybe outsourcing information or finding outsourced information, the opposite or opposing information. You feel me? I feel like, you know how some people are just entrenched in belief and nothing new or any type of new information would change such said belief. You feel me?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think like those who are, I'm not saying this is true, I am generalizing, and if I'm incorrect, let me know, but I feel like, generally speaking, those beliefs are deep rooted and instilled, and they just stay that way generations after generations, which is probably why those areas still hold just a majority power in keeping these states the color, which brings back to originally what you said of just, from certain type of people being in a populated area like the South and how much power they hold, such as poverty, because the people we're talking about is
Sleeping
poverty.
giant, dude. And my
People
bad
in
to
poverty,
interrupt
you know what I'm saying? Rural areas. Well, not poverty, but you see the comparison I'm trying to make.
I don't know how to convince people that like it's a real sleeping giant here, right, in the South, and it's always been that way. Cause I'm gonna sidebar dramatically here as y'all read the stats here on the screen. I'm sidebarring, mega sidebar, but we had this discussion about the cancellation of a show that we liked, right? It was Lovecraft Country. The second season was supposed to be about the new South or the new Black South, right? Where it would have been like a telling of a what if style story if said actions, the terrorizing of people, it didn't force them to move from the South, right? But rather than stay and deal with it, fight, whatever that may have looked at. You know what I'm saying? because I think it was Frederick Douglass, right? I'm not gonna straight up quote him right now, but he was like, "Look, man,
Okay, paraphrase.
a lot of powers in the fucking South for obvious reason. It's a ton of fucking black people down here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like, to get back to the show, I mean, is it because she was about to show this what if?
Because think about it, Ted. There's many shows that are What If, like For All Mankind,
A lot of what if shows,
like
out
The
there.
High Castle.
Right, Man in
Um,
High Castle.
So
For
this
All
is
Mankind.
it's not abnormal to create
A what if?
a What If. Even shows like the what's the show I just told you about, the Amazon joint,
Peripheral.
The Peripheral,
Yeah.
or even Devs. Like a lot of shows are generated off the what ifs.
Right.
So this wasn't an abnormal pitch.
And it wasn't the sorriest show we've ever seen.
Come on, man. They had numbers.
I think it was me. I mean, I don't want to go, but I'm just saying. But I'm correlating it to the fact that even people seeing that, like, it's something different than Emmett Till or like we've seen those. We know
It's
what
very
happened.
heroic.
We're
It's
very
very heroic.
astute to what happened, right? In that, but seeing this, like, oh shit, like all these black people in power, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is what happened if we vote. Oh wow, this is crazy.
Think about that. Think about
if we
that.
vote, this is, oh my God. Like, they
Think
like,
about
no,
that.
we gotta cancel the fucking show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't have these fuckers voting. I mean, that could be a little extreme, but I'm just saying, come on. Like, this is what happened.
She dropped the map.
Again, guys, I'm super sidebar. We're talking about Lovecraft Country.
Check the show out
The
if you haven't seen
showrunner,
it.
she tweeted the map and a little bit of a synopsis of what was going to be to come of the show the next season. God damn it! The next day they canceled the show after they seen that black map. They're like, "Oh, this is it, man. Come on."
Yeah. It
not
hurt, man.
not
It
before
hurt.
she tweeted that shit, but after
Yeah.
she come on, man.
It hurt, man.
Anyway, all I'm saying, what I'm connecting, the connecting tissue of what I'm saying is a ton of fucking power here, and it's literally freaks people the fuck out. But it's just like, how do you? Because people is, again, we were talking about the worry mind of like, how can we? Like, I don't know how to show people what drastic change. Because what I always tell you off air is like, hey man, a more just society is bad for business.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Agreed.
goddamn it, we gotta fill these seats up in these jails, man.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? We need to get more people. We need more butts in the seats.
Hard to generate revenue.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's a more just society is just bad for business, man. And my thing is, like, hear me out. When you see, like, women of color in office, they not going for it, man. Like, I've seen so many fucking meetings and, people getting away with saying shit. And what happens? Oh, the black lady not going for it. So they not going for it, man. So, and it's scary. It's scary. Somebody like bucking back, it's like, oh shit, and it may be a woman, like, you know what I'm saying, a woman of color. So it's very scary for them, you know what I'm saying. And when I say them, I'm talking about fascists right now. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, amazing. So Garland, do I read this or? Okay, so do I read this?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is what Gary Chambers of Louisiana had mentioned here. Thank you for pulling this up, Garland. He talks about, damn, it's hard to even look at it, man. So these are the counties, right? Or the where it says East Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
So there was 129,000 voters that were either registered or that could obviously participate in the election, the vote, but only 12,000. And New Orleans, 145,000, only 16,000. So even if when you're looking at doing this shit with basic math, if in whole all of this shit increased by like 8 to 10%, maybe 12%, good Lord.
There's a bigger problem here at play because we're talking about people who at one point had an idea to register and vote. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I was talking about, the shift. Like, the bigger rooted problem is the why. Are they not getting
So I think this number includes people that could register and are eligible to vote, and people that are registered. But so it's kind of like
Okay, so it's a little bit of a mix,
right? But you're still on to something.
Yeah.
With you about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the problem is a little bit deep rooted. We can always say, some people may say, I don't care, it's rigged, the system, and even that opinion could be led to a certain amount of intake of content. When I just say content, I
Yeah,
mean any
you're
type of media, any type of information, not just social media content. And that's my thing. The numbers make sense as far as like what's the possibility is and the slight shift of it. But I think the biggest root of the problem, man, is the convincing, which you brought up as well. Like the new strategy and that implementation.
To be fair, it's not like a new strategy, but it's because it's been existed for a while.
Yeah, I understand.
But you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make sure people were like, it's
Yeah.
not new.
I mean, heavily implemented even more so now, especially through technology. Like I understand. But I think it's a deeper problem, man. Which as I'm thinking about here and sitting and thinking about it here, I'm not sure without major campaigns, how do we attack that potential problem or try to fix that? You know what I mean? How do you, because it's going to be hard to get, people in set one location multiple times opposed to like broadcasting something at a certain time, hoping that they could see it and then potentially understand the possibilities of how they can help. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's so crazy because I know, again, we talked about a couple of things as far as this is just a tool, one of the many tools of a more just society. Is voting, right? Because it's not the only thing. So it's a whole bunch of things in correlation that needs to happen upon participating in a vote, right?
Sure.
So these like I know I talk about it a lot, I'm looking in the sky because I see this pterodactyl mosquito. You see that thing right there?
You say, look at that.
He's on that light right there. But I know I talk about it a lot, right? So, I mean, this is not a statistic I'm just pulling out of the air right now. But in 2043, it's going to look different. And my thing is the education piece leading up until that moment. It's scary, not for us. It's just scary because they're gonna do to us what we did to them. No, it's just gonna be a more just society because I think these younger kids are just a little bit more progressive. The country isn't gonna crumble. It's just gonna be a more fairer place to live by law. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, ginning up education on from whether it be basic political science pieces, volunteering in these groups, third-party groups that work 365 days out of the year rather than simply just voting when it comes close. I mean, they don't just come outside when it's close to election time.
Sure.
To campaign. So it's a matter, that's who we really are rooting for, these organizations that are really out here teaching the importance of these matters. And this is going to take time. But the good thing is, if we build the leaders of the future and equip them with the accurate tools, and I'm hard on older generations only because curriculum-wise, I mean, look at the shit that, people are really ripping out of the schools. You know what I'm saying? This is all for a reason. What else are you know what I'm saying? When you think about children's books and shit like that, what other reason is it? You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm thinking, in my head, as we prepare for this time period, a lot of these kids that are non-white are just going to be a little bit more progressive. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to be a little bit more not going for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So that's terrifying. That's why, my bad, Ted. That's why, and I'm about to go over the screen right now in a second, but that's why when you think about lifetime positions of the Supreme Court, it's imperative for them. Like, hey, we gotta get conservative judges in this bitch right now because look at this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The future is looking very different for us in this bitch. And then, look, Tucker Carlson said this, and we gotta do it. Oh God, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
I agree. You know what's interesting? We again we have a lot of conversation off air, obviously. And what I think is interesting is the power shift and
it sounds like a scary conversation, but it's really not.
no. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like, it's
but
just,
but for the kids and the ones coming up, right, leading up to the 2043, I think what's interesting is the power shift for, like, when we were coming up, we kind of inherit beliefs,
yeah.
right? And those before us,
Yeah.
it was even worse.
I see
The
going.
beliefs were inherited. Now, you cannot tell these kids what to believe. They're literally consuming content and information, and they're garnering and generating their own beliefs, which
A little
is
bit more of what's right and what's wrong
for
kinda sprinkled
themselves.
in it.
Yeah,
Not just like a tribalism or, this is my.
It's not been passed down. It's not been inherited. And I think what's also playing a pivotal part in that is some of these cross conversations. When we talked about, the kids suing their parents for posting online, or,
Yeah.
like having that power to make, an opinion on your gender and making moves, like people instilling in you that you have that power to make that decision also is correlated to you having that power to make your own decision. You don't have to inherit your parents' or your grandparents' beliefs. I think that's a pivotal part, man.
Yeah, and them understanding, like, this kids understanding that, like, wow.
You
like,
cannot tell them, bro. They're really sitting here like, I don't care. This is what I believe in.
Yeah.
And
But-
most of it is positive. You know what I mean? From what I've seen.
We're all, like, going through these motions, man. Like, when you think about the future economy-wise, right, and the trajectory, like, these younger kids are like, man, am I gonna be able to actually own a car or a
Yeah.
house?
Yeah.
Like, cause you think, you like, God damn, this shit is kind of like, I got like four jobs. I drive Uber, and I'm actually a good kid. I'm going to school. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not bleak. It's just like understanding, like, hey, my grandma, she bought this house for like little to fucking like these
I
things are
understand where
gonna
you're going.
start like. So what is they're gonna? That's when the questions, as far as like, so why is that's where the interest sparks is like, damn, what is inflation? What is a recession? Is it like? Why are companies gouging on certain things? Why are the wages stagnant? This is what builds fucking. See, America, we're good at making monsters. We really are. That's what we're good at. We're on a geopolitical stage and domestic. That's digital monsters. You feel me?
Talking.
That's what we
That
do
boy
here.
talking.
We make monsters, and some of these monsters are fucking warriors of change and like future liberators, and it's just
Absolutely.
that's what we good at. Like I always remember seeing like shows growing up, and they would show like the pipeline, like school system is kind of they would show like these images of like worker bees.
Okay.
Instead of teaching them certain trades or different things like that, it's just like worker bee.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It took
Yep.
taking all these stripping home economics, taking all these things out,
Yep.
trade and all this other things, and economics, taking them out. And now you're just making worker bees. So I mean, and these kids, they're seeing these trends. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it is. And I'm about to get to the screen here with these updates here in a second, but I think this is like a big, not like literal, but it's one big rebellion story, man.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
I
Like,
agree.
You think about Star Wars, it's like, goddamn, the Empire had their foot on their rebels' necks for fucking fucking thousands of years.
I agree,
But
man.
goddamn it, when they, so I think that's that's another sidebar, but it's just
And they're helping towards. I think they're unwillingly helping towards the idea of the rebellion You know, I think sometimes they
Without no political violence needed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What they're projecting is like, hey, you do have these powers. Don't listen to your old parents or grandparents. But I don't think they realize how much that will hurt them in the future because of the power they understand they can garner and what that rebellion could do. Which, again, I mean, it's gonna be a good thing if it's shifted in a positive way. You know what I mean? But ironically, I don't think they understand that will be the downfall of them. Understanding like to instill like the power of rebellion. Yeah, guys, you don't have to listen to them. Come over here.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that, like to correlate that or to add that as well with, you know, building your own belief and not just inhabiting, you know, your parents' beliefs or your grandparents' belief. I mean, those two things together, and a combination of other things, will hurt them. But I don't. When I say them, I just mean, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be that want things to stay the same, want things to be stagnant, not change. You know, a very capitalist system. I don't think they realize how much that will hurt them in the future. They're only thinking about, dare I say, just the immediate gains.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The immediate gains. I'm looking forward to see how things will look, man. I mean, I know we should be looking at things now, but I'm very interested to see how things will look in, like, you know what I'm saying, the 2035s leading up to such times. You know what I mean? Just to see the shift.
It's a long game, and when you think about
it's definitely a marathon.
Like let's say, like, you know, not to get too geo right now, but like China, like we know the strategies they put in place, or 200, 500-year campaigns. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, because
still running right now.
It's a little bit different over there. We understand that, but
even globally,
right? I mean, goddamn, they in Africa. They're buying all the farmlands in America. And again, we're not just pulling this shit out of the sky. There's all kind of books and scholar reports on just the global power of China is. I mean, we're not making that shit up. But what I'm saying is, now, you know, GOP and shit like that, they're understanding, like, okay, we are gonna die. So if we put in shit right now, especially judges, that's the key.
Yeah, life terms.
Judges. Now, of course, some judges are up for election. I'm talking about, like, so which are very important in country, from municipalities and state level and all that. But like, when you think about like unprecedented change for fucking ever, the Supreme Court, man, like, it's bullshit. Like, they're like, I mean, I'm hard on billionaires, ban billionaires, but goddamn, should we ban this? The level of omnipotence is fucking insane. Like, Clarence Thomas, goddamn, man, like fuck them, man. I'm getting mad, but like, it's
my
just
bad.
like,
I gotta go ahead and bring that stat back up.
Like,
so go ahead and bring that stat back up. Before they get fired up.
Do anything in this bitch.
Yeah.
So here we go, guys.
Oh man,
Senate.
Appreciate it.
We got the Senate. So it's 43 to 45, and you know, the Senate is, you know, where a lot of bills die, and like when I dream and when I wake up, when I go to sleep, and I'm like, I dream of change, and like, and I'm like, I wake up like, God damn it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's where the shit goes to die, right? Some bills pass in the House all the time, make it to the Senate, it just
purgatory,
fucking dead on arrival. So a lot of things that, okay, so let's look at this real quick. So we got,
a lot of red.
Warnock and they're both still under 50% regarding Warnock and Walker, 86% reporting. Fetterman, how we do? God damn it. Fuck. I don't give a fuck about no stroke. Fuck. I want Fetterman to win. You know what I'm saying? We still got to talk about what happened with the jogger, but man, fuck that. I want to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, when you pull a stick out.
Look at this. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so that's Kelly. Wait a minute. What's the fucking lunatic's name out of Arizona? It's Lake. But look, she's not even on there. Okay, good. Okay, so I think that's Blake Masters right there. 48% reported. We got, okay, Arizona. A lot of let me stop. I was about to say something bad about Arizona. Let's go to Hassan. That's New Hampshire. I like this map right here. What was another big race we had? We saw Georgia. I'm scared to look at Texas right now.
We talked about Ohio, Pennsylvania.
Ohio. Let's go to Ohio with J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan. I can't believe, what? I can't believe Ohio, bro. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. This man, like, he was making, so J.D. Vance was the one of making them commercials with the fucking big ass guns and shit, blowing shit up. Like, it's just.
That was the campaign?
Yeah, it's one of the ads. It was one of the ads where he had like a big fucking Call of Duty gun, like, you know what I'm saying?
So he's appealing to
Yeah. It's just like, what are the policies?
a particular, yeah.
Oh my God, please, like, come on, y'all. How much was reported on that Ohio race right there?
Sheesh, that's the map.
Goddamn, not even.
God.
Oh my
Sheesh.
dog, it's about to be.
Got my passport. I'm good.
Yeah, I need everybody to just Google JD. Just look at a couple. Go to YouTube. Watch a couple of videos on JD Vance, man.
Galen, are you able to pull something up or too much? I forgot. I know y'all.
I'm scared.
I know y'all was talking about something earlier.
Oh,
Get
God.
face.
Galen said it at 60%. God. You know, let me sidebar real quick. You know what really hurt Beto?
What is that?
I was even mad when he said this shit, cause like it's just some things like Bloomberg said. Like I'm putting two things together. Bloomberg, he was a billionaire that recently ran for president and spent goddamn $500 million and still lost of his own money.
Sheesh.
And he was like, "Hey, some things you just don't talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you racing," and he listed it out. Like, I wasn't gonna go here and say this shit, even though, you know what I'm saying. But correlating it back to Beto, when he was running for president and he got real passionate on stage, because I was watching a debate and it was mass shootings that came up.
Okay.
Or like, you know, just gun reform and shit like that. He's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna take your fucking gun. I'm like, God damn it. Like you can't. He never recovered from that shit, dude. Like when he, I heard him and I wasn't like mad at it.
You can't
but
say
I was
it.
mad that he did it. God damn it, then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause I understand where he's coming from. Like, yo, these are you see these ARs used in a lot of school shootings and they're blowing fucking kids.
But still, you gotta know your voters, right? You gotta know your voters still.
You gotta know where you at.
Yeah.
You gotta know where you at, and realistically, he never recovered from that, cause you would see in the chat or the comments like, he's not taking my guns.
Just like that.
You know what I'm saying? That was it's hard to recover from that shit,
sad.
man. So I was like, I wonder how it would have looked if that didn't existed. You feel me?
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, this one. I was like, this. But
You really want to get benched?
okay.
We've gotten a whole race, dog.
Oh no, which one?
Hey,
I'm trying to think.
Hey, y'all seen it right here live, guys. Y'all seen it right here live.
I know Huckabee Sanders won with a.
I look down. I don't even want to see it.
I know Huckabee Sanders won. What's a? Oh, we already. Come on, man. I wasn't even worried about this one. So Rubio and him won by a landslide. It wasn't even close. Yeah. They been called that, but that's good to see. He got a lot of votes though. 3 million votes is, you know.
He said I wasn't even a race, huh?
I just can't.
Let me say this. Dare I say, what you predicted could happen will happen?
Which one? What did I predict?
Red State.
You said what?
Red State. The Red State. You know, leading up to this time, we talked about or we had a lot of conversation about, if certain, you know what I'm saying, power or states are involved. Like if this whole thing turns red, it might get ugly. You know what I'm
Dog.
saying?
I'm gonna just where's the camera? They coming for you. You know what I'm saying?
But you feel me though? Like, dare I say or no?
Like
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like,
I you know what?
how
I'm
do you
to the
feel about your
point,
prediction? Like,
I want people to fuck around and find out.
fuck,
Like you know
fuck
what I'm
around
saying?
and find out.
Like when they pass in laws and shit like that, when you
Remember who you voted for.
when you have less rights,
Remember who you voted
when
for.
you have less rights than you've had
Another one.
since you were born in
Remember
this country.
Remember who you voted for.
You know what I'm saying?
Another one.
Like for example, kids, women, girls, women that are born today were born with less rights than they had 50 years ago.
Remember who you voted for.
So, excuse me, hold on.
That's crazy, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I think we're in an interesting time. We're in an interesting time right now, especially with just the whole idea behind democracy, socialism, capitalism,
All the isms.
all the isms. You know what I'm saying? The financial sphere. Gold potentially making a comeback to back the potential dollar. The dollar might fall in. China's 200-year global plan. You know what I'm saying? Like the continued decimation of Africa. Like one not being able to believe in their own opinion. Take politics out of. Take religion out of government and politics, but it's embedded in particularly every message. You know what I'm saying? Down to the school. We're in an interesting place because it's just there's no clear point of view. Like we literally have to sit down and have a conversation amongst our peers to kind of differentiate all the variables and all the arguments to kind of gear our own opinion. It's so many misleading facts and lies. It's so many misleading opinions. You know what I'm saying? So many misleading just projections.
Yeah.
It's in everything, not just politics, man. Like even the financial thing, even the rights, even medicine. Man. You know what I mean? Like it begs to like question like the science of just everything. We're in quite an interesting time, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie.
It's just a like sometimes I don't know if I get really morbid or anything like that, but it's just a constant like. I think some people think that like because we can kind of like get in a car and go to the grocery store, go to the park, enjoy the stroll on the beach, walk around, that all these problems just they don't exist.
If you ignore
that's
them.
just not if you ignore it or you move, the problem still is there. Not saying us solely will be able to solve these things, but I feel like there's a play for everybody. The people that want to, I always say, go out with my guns blazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go out on the offense. But,
state property.
Like I just discussed, like I can walk and chew gum at the same time. Like I can, gather my family and we can go have a great day, great dinner. We can go to the beach.
I think I
can come back and still figure out how to gear up the next generation for this fucking generational fight,
You know what I think it is? I think it's a lack of interest, man. It has to be.
I think it's death. Because it's like, why?
No one should fear that, but...
No, I mean, like, some of these people just know they're going to die and they're not going to have to deal with it anymore.
So,
like, meaning, like people in power, they're like, fuck it, who cares? My family's good. Like the elites are like, fuck it.
But
I'm gonna die soon, and it's just,
I'm speaking in respect.
Do this shit no more.
I'm speaking in respect to like the people who could potentially make change.
Huh?
I'm speaking in respect to like the people who could potentially make change. Like we talked about the numbers of like the Louisiana numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, could it just be a lack of interest? Just a lack of like, I don't care. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but because. I still believe that we have to get to the root cause of the problems. We always have our conversation, you know what I'm saying, about how I feel about that. But when I look at like the numbers, I'm like, man, a lot of people can't. I can't see a lot of people thinking like me. Maybe they can. Maybe they are.
No, I mean, you're not
but the
wrong.
interest thing, it's just like, bro, like.
Again, you're not wrong. Is my dream is just us. Not when I say us, just like just
Good-hearted people, man.
just the people just being like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just see what this looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what does
One
does
time.
different look like?
One
What
time.
is like reform look like, or
Yeah.
like what is expansion of health benefits? And
What
these
does
things?
that look
What
like?
does that
Shouts
look-
out to Guyland.
What,
So
I mean,
what does it look like?
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
what does that look?
What does that look like?
Because what? Cause for example, one of the things that a lot of people on the left believe is that if power were to be taken
Mhm.
by the people on the right,
Mm-hmm.
that they would go after a lot of social security blankets, like Social Security and stuff
Mhm.
like that, like where we, since you've been working, you've been paying into this system,
Mm-hmm.
and who would that affect the most? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, we know who it will affect
Mhm.
the most. And again, yep, it is correct. Poor white people and poor,
Mhm.
like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
gonna affect everybody. Like, I mean, who, like, obesity is an issue, right?
Mhm.
And diabetes is an issue in a multitude of different ethnicities. And it's like, if they do increase if there isn't a cap on certain medication, who is that going to affect the most? Poor white and black people. Like, so it's just like, y'all got to understand. Like, I think of Fred Hampton a lot because, like, he successfully, in his little area of the world, went to, the poor whites, the Latin people, of course, the blacks, gangs and shit like that, put them all together and create like a rainbow coalition. Now, I know that's extremely, that was extremely difficult then. It's extremely difficult now, but the fact of the matter is, it's like there is a common enemy here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the fact of the matter, is like, because again, in this economic system of capitalism, the number one rule is the exploitation of something,
Mm.
and that's people.
Hey, for my boy,
Labor, that's exploitation of labor.
for my boy Kyrie.
You know what I'm saying? that's the exploitation of labor. That's the exploitation of people.
Mm.
You know, it's just exploitation of being able to gouge.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just there is a common enemy in this bitch, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's just the fact of the matter, man. And what I'm saying, or anybody has said, is 100% not revolutionary at all.
Yeah, yeah. Of
You know
course,
what I'm
of
saying?
course.
It's just.
We still have to have
of
these
the
conversations,
matter,
man.
you know
We
what
still
I'm
have to.
saying?
It's kind of like just like how you were talking about with not the new strategy, but just the strategies, how it's being implemented now per se, or more so, it's kind of like it's sales, man. You know what I mean? Like, we have to continue. We have to be in front of you at least 7 times before you can make a
Right.
conscious decision.
And people got to see it work.
Yeah,
Like,
big thing.
That's how much.
Which
like,
could be the lack of interest to where I originally stated this from. Maybe they think it's not working.
Exactly. No. I mean, and I understand that. Like,
Yeah.
you have to.
But we still got to
it
try.
work.
We still got to try.
Right.
Because I am that person. You know what I'm saying? I got to see it. I got to see the case
No.
study. But you're
yeah.
not wrong.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
well, let's just blind faith one time,
Right.
which we haven't had yet. Like, I'm not saying we haven't had it yet. Like, we've had times. The Malcolms, you know what I'm saying, the Rose, etc., and those who came before. But
And the messaging, like, this has been an issue, and we're wrapping up here. Like, the messaging on the right is so strategic. Meaning, like, they don't deter. God damn it, they send an email to blast everybody, and everybody's saying that shit. On the left, they like, well, shit, man, this is bullshit, man. I don't know. People thinking about it like, man, I don't know. Like, man, I don't want to say this shit. But on the right, everybody is on the same type of timing, dog.
on site.
Like, it's just that's the type of thing that has to be the strategy of the future. Same type of timing. You know what I'm saying? Because I would never understand how somebody that was at the fucking Jan 6 insurgency coup attempt can run for office, man. Where are we at? Like, you know what I'm saying? They go right there on film. Like, you see the motherfucker on film, Like, he's right there
4K.
holding the flag, beating the dude's ass right there.
4K?
In 4K,
4K.
And he's over here running for the office like, yeah, I'm proud to be an American. Like, dog, like, I just won't ever understand that, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can people truly do anything they fucking want here? Is that the American dream? Like, do what in that sense, right?
That boy spitting.
Man, fun show today.
That boy spitting.
Fun show today. Again, shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I preface that.
Yeah,
shout out
sure,
to everybody.
Sure.
I just don't want people to fuck around and find out, but you know, clearly we may just have to fuck around and find out just to kind of really get some nuts about us. Like on some Matrix type shit. But this was a really cool show. I like having these conversations. And you know, we do get wild and crazy on the Sam Pluto show, but we kind of smart too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we kind of smart too. Again, we didn't go to school for poli-science or anything though. But I feel like our opinions and beliefs are not in a silo. They don't exist like. You know, we're not the only people thinking this.
Yeah,
way
absolutely
in the world,
not.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and we usually try to back up our opinions with facts, opposed to just random opinions without anything. There's usually some innate facts there to help back that up. So, absolutely.
Man, so thank you so much. I'm gonna end on this note, man, and let you have an outro quote of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end on this, man. There was a report that was just released as far as the amount of billionaires that donated to this election and most recent, like, so there was 6 billionaires donated to the Democratic Party, and then there was 14 billionaires pushing, peddling and pushing whatever the fuck they were peddling and pushing. So again, there is a common enemy here. You know what I'm saying? And nobody in this fucking little ass brackets that we are in right now. You know what I'm saying? Because again, these big corporations and these billionaires have completely bought it all, bro. And I feel like that's one of the issues. Is like when people feel like they know these people exist and these are the players. And I'm not even talking. I'm wrapping up here right now, but I'm rapping. And I'm not even talking about Naval and the Furious. They're just people with a fuckload of money that can pull strings. That's it. Think about this. Think about a couple of the billionaires and the assets they own. Usually one of the assets they own is a big media or publication. I'm not getting dark right now. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Think about Bloomberg.
Talk to him, yeah.
Owns what? You know what I'm saying? Bezos owns what?
Talk to him, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, play.
Look up the publications they own. Usually, that's always the case.
Yeah.
And with these companies, they're able to sway public opinion. You know?
Of course.
Anyway,
Succession.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Anywho, thank you, bro. Let's close out with your quote of the day. Mine's is, I guess we're gonna have to fuck around and find out according to the election. And your quote of the day, sir?
Look, man, you control food, you control the people, you control media, you control the mind, you control money, you control the world.
Art of War?
I don't know if it's Art of War.
Come on, Art of War.
But I just know, that that makes sense. If we understand that alone, just imagine how we are when there's famine. You know what I'm saying? Imagine just think about that. Imagine how we are with media content, right? You know what I'm saying? Imagine when the financial system breaks. So
no church and no why. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much again. We had fun on this show. We
did.
Got serious today, but we gonna have fun. You heard?
Yeah.
So we got. You know what I'm saying? White cup. You heard?
We out of here.
You know what I mean? Take us home.
Hands no applause, bitch, I'm the shit on my drawers, pause. Bitch, I'm the shit, Mr. Hanky, I'm making more hits than the Yankees. I set the bar with a thought of a lanky, he rapping my son now, it's time to spank these. Hey. Me and you, we ain't the same, so don't act like you relate. Bitches to it, initials, JD, I been getting to it lately.